Once I was in London, it was assumed again due to the blood revealed in the MRI that I had an aneurysm burst, and the London staff decided to have a closer look to make sure there was not something else going on. To get a closer look, it was decided that they would do a cerebral arteriogram. This arteriogram is when equipment is inserted into an artery. It was decided to utilize the artery in my groin. Then the equipment is passed through this large artery up to my brain, where high contrast dye is injected to provide good x ray pictures of the blood vessels and arteries to see things more clearly. At some point during this procedure, the carotid artery on the left side of my head was torn. I was told by a doctor in November of 2023 during a follow-up appointment when I asked about what actually occurred. He said, "Your arteries are composed of several layers like in an onion. The inside layers of my artery were torn. When the artery was torn, my carotid artery would collapse every time my heart would beat, causing blood to be blocked from entering my brain. So at this moment, it was the early hours of Thursday, November 10th, and I was now in London, with blood escaping from the burst pica aneurysm in my brain, and blood also prevented from getting to my brain due to a torn, collapsing carotid artery. It is assumed that it was around this point that a stroke occurred due to the disruption of blood in my brain. The stroke was on the left side of my brain. By November of 2023, I already believed that a miracle had occurred in what had happened to me. But when I spoke to this doctor in November of 2023 about this incident, I discovered several more details that were actually amazing to me. One of the reasons I believe a miracle occurred is because it is actually hard for me to comprehend all the events that happened to me. It's not like I had just been recovering from a broken bone or something. Things were in a pretty desperate state for me. I'm not sure things can get any closer to death without actually dying. And today, if you didn't know these things, you would never know. This isn't something that I heard about. This is something that actually happened to me, and it is still amazing to me, and actually hard for me to believe.